Has it ever crossed your mind that, in order to become smarter, one needs to go through a dreadful process which is only possible for certain people? Well, let me tell you, that is not so, it is a myth. So in this video, let's go behind the curtains and explore the topic of intelligence and erase the obstacles that make it look like it's out of reach. You may be now thinking, well, what if I told you that smartness is not all about memorizing facts or performing well on tests, but about choices? So it is not just the speech of encouragement, it is an actual self-help book that can make your life better. Consider facing all the challenges in life, empowered with the skills needed for enhancing one's abilities to create sources of income out of doing things that one enjoys. If you are a student under pressure of academic demands or a person who wishes to improve his or her performance in the workplace, this video is specially designed for you. We will focus on suitable learning approaches, its implementations, and the significance of practice, all toward the purpose of enabling you to achieve a better future for yourself. Well, are you willing to stand up and become the change? Thus asking you whether you are ready to become smart and learn how simple it is to do it. So, let it begin. And at the end of this path, we're going to get such recommendations that will help reshape your learning and success strategies. Believe me, you will regret if you will miss this one. Currently, due to increased pressure in problem solving and speedy decision making, people are slowly and gradually starting to understand that after 12 years of formal schooling, 4 years of college, and then more years in a graduate school makes one intelligent or rich. This is the reason one finds people who had sacrificed their time in formal learning environments for years, unable to compete in the world of employment. There is nothing more helpful than down-to-earth kind of information or guidance as compared to general or abstract approaches which are good for nothing apart from creating confusion. In addition, the social pressure to follow the standard educational model may suppress a person's creativity and personal development. Some of the world's most successful business people, such as Richard Branson and Steve Jobs, have proven that reason and capital can be successfully incorporated without attending university. They emulated practical experiences through practice and not just theoretical as it is in many schools. Such a change of mindset creates opportunities for a much better future in which people are free to create opportunities and look for ways to earn money without being bound by conventional ideas. Finally, the discussion on education is changing. It is not a case of throwing away book learning altogether, but an application of the fact that genius is as genius does not necessarily come from school. If the members adopt the culture of improvement and learning and gain understanding from a wide range of experiences, they can become coaches of success stories that they find themselves in. This journey of self-discovery leads seamlessly into the next topic: the positive approaches that are suggested for learning which can even improve one's intelligence and efficiency. While using learning strategies can be very good for one's intellect, it's important to note that if the aim is to become smarter, then more effort and concentration needs to be placed on becoming smarter. This is, however, one of the most potent ways of improving intelligence, especially by reading wide-ranging publications, including novels and other literature works. For instance, engaging in reading of such books as To Kill a Mockingbird, one is not only improving one's critical reasoning ability but at the same enhancing one's sensitivity. This, in one way or the other, is going to be valuable in the quest for better quality of personal as well as professional life. Combining this with fiction, like The Testament by John O'Brien or The Story of Edgar Sawtelle by David Wroblewski, non-fiction of the external world, Thinking, Fast and Slow, Daniel Kahneman, might be of value to many people in dealing with day-to-day pressures. But it's one thing to read new information, and it's a whole new level when skills are practiced. From learning a foreign language and/or mastering an instrument to learning how to cook, the ability of engaging in these activities helps in achieving self-improvement and hence, a better life. For instance, decide you want to learn how to code through Codecademy or Udemy. Not only do you add a new skill set, but you also get relevant ways to make money in the modern, digital economy. If one is to take what is being taught and apply it, knowledge turns into experience, making the world a brighter place thereafter. Finally, there are methods such as mental retrial that can enhance information retention by a large margin. Picture this. It is done by replacing what is normally said in a given context by the opposite or the vice versa. Instead of just reading about a concept, one should try to picture herself in a given situation where the concept is applicable. Unlike the traditional approach where such knowledge is written down and reviewed in a class setting, this method establishes understanding and also prepares one on how to tackle real-life problems. When such learning approaches are incorporated in daily practices, the performance and development progress goes on and on, hence provide for a competitive edge. This naturally leads us to the next crucial aspect: the need to apply knowledge in practice in order to enhance our understanding of it. However, as it has been established, when it comes to retaining and applying knowledge, then practice is definitive. Unlike textbooks that provide information and practice questions that trainers/students can use to prepare themselves, actual application is the most effective way of using textbooks. Suppose you have been learning about stock markets only through books. It may sound like great knowledge, but only after experiencing trading and corresponding changes in stock, one can understand it. The same applies to any given field, IT, business, marketing, or even public speaking, for instance. Through the use of skills as learned, people can figure out their weaknesses and have an opportunity to correct them as and when they are necessary. For example, a person who wants to be a better writer may create a blog to write and share his or her ideas with the audience. With each post, they shall be as likely to master the art of an appealing message, feedback, and an audience. It not only strengthens their writing skills but also creates chances for employment, for example, freelance writing or own company. Furthermore, it allows the practitioner to conduct experiments in realistic setting without harming a living patient, and it is possible to make a lot of mistakes. Think of an expert surgeon who spends time practicing different operations, including difficult ones, on an imitation of the human body without ever touching a real patient. This way the outcome is likely to be better than in the first scenario described above, and it also helps to gain confidence and relieve pressure. It is also valid for any other area of activity, where people need to use their abilities and presentation skills, such as public presentations, bargaining, or managing one's own money. People are able to learn and build up their character and tenacity by going through simulations of the actual environment in order to come out successful. Therefore, we can conclude that formal education is important, as intelligence is gained through education, and possibility of success comes from having mind set to learn and work hard. New skills can be developed over time, but through reading books, practicing those new skills, and role-playing in real-life situations, people can achieve their potential and change their lives for the better. So the main non-negotiable is constant growth, constant enhancement, and eternally challenging the limits. So, to ask this question, what are you waiting for? Begin practicing and see your intelligence skyrocket to the rooftops. Having read all this useful information, it is high time for you to do something. In what ways will you approach the day, the week, the year devotionally to bring you closer to unlocking your potential to live a life of purpose and progress? Again, I reminded you that the process of building smarter is not something that happens automatically. You actually have to work for it. Therefore, would you finalize that blog, begin a new book, or start practicing a skill that has always been on your wish list? It is up to you, as there are countless ways that can be adopted for the successful implementation of the different strategies. When you are still developing yourself, do not forget to take some time and look at the progress that you have made. Success is defined as the achievement of planned goals and objectives, hence brings the following question into focus: how will success be measured? Ensuring that you set small and realistic goals to achieve, it will be easier for you to see your progress and the changes in them whenever you make them. And let's be fair, who doesn't prefer a cause to relish for this kind of event? Therefore, why not let other people into your progression too? Interacting with people in a particular community helps you to be motivated and encouraged to achieve more. If you got value from this video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content, as well as turning on all the notifications. Thus, you will have more insights and strategies for you on your journey towards success with the path. I would like to stress on the fact that smartness development is a continuous process, and each of the steps made can result in creation of better future. Therefore, where does that leave us? That's right, this is the end of the current session of a lesson that we are teaching, and this concludes today's classes. I hope you got some value from our talk, which is as follows. Thus, this is it for today. Appreciate your company, and I will see you in the next video. Here is wishing you a great day for the morning till the evening.